Many thanks for joining. You're still watching Breakfast Central on News Central. Now let's take you through some of the front pages of the dailies that we have for you today, Thursday, October 28, 2021.
And we're going to start right away with The Punch in Nigeria. Let's take a look at the paper, The Punch. You could find the story there, the big one. PDP moves to save convention, pressures Secondus over suit. That you would find on page 2. We've received no response to our suit, says Oyetibo, ruling host today. Don't make our party ungovernable, BOT chair appeals to Secondus. And then you can also see the picture, that picture right there, of the deplorable state of the road condition. Now, protest over bad Lagos-Abeokuta road, unfortunate, political, Abiodun says. Now, that's true. If you take a look at that, the condition of that road in the pictures, you would rightly agree with me that this is absolutely not good at all. But let's also check out what we have still in the front page of The Punch. After 48 hours, eNaira app removed from Google Store amid criticism.
Oh, no.
What is going on?
No way.
Anyway, NNPC will construct 21 federal roads with 621.2 billion naira in 3 years. Many people are asking the question, how many more years do you have in your tenure? That's what people are asking. Will there be continuity? Anyway, you can read that and get more information on that story on page 24. Page 2, $408 million deduction suspended as federal government states meet for FAAC today. And then we have another one. Petrol subsidy may climb to 3 trillion naira in 1 year, according to NNPC. So these are some of the stories you find. We have that on the front pages, but you find them inside the Punch newspaper.
Joe, I hope a lot of Nigerians are getting ready for the removal of fuel subsidy come next year.
That's really going to be huge. That's a big
challenge.
One.
All right, let's move on from the Punch in Nigeria to Newsday in Zimbabwe. Now, the Newsday is talking about the situation of things happening in the country there. Now, UN calls for dialogue. That's a big, major story you can see. It's also on page 2 of the Newsday newspaper as well. Now, you can see on page 3 here, court removes Mugabe exhumation challenge from urgent role. That's on page 3 of the Newsday newspaper. And also from page 2, you can get the story that talks about Chamisa claims attack in Mash West. Chamisa claims attacks in Mash West. That's also on page 2 of the Newsday from Zimbabwe.
All right, away from the Newsday, let's go straight to the Citizen. That's the next paper we're going to look at, all the way in Tanzania. Drought could hit key sectors, TMA cautions. Now, that is the big one too there. Several important sectors are likely to suffer as a result of droughts that will be caused by a shortage of rainfall between November and next January. The Tanzania Meteorological Authority has actually warned. So that's a big story. That's a key one. You find that that story on page 2. Also, there's a big one too. Government eyes 17.2 trillion shillings as nickel project gets the nod. It's all about the nickel project. Well, the government actually is expecting to collect an estimated $7.5 billion. That's about 17.2 trillion shillings through various fees and taxes over the next 33 years from the Kabanga nickel mining project, after presenting Tembo Nickel Corporation Limited with a license yesterday. So what that means is an approval has been given. Work needs to start immediately. And you can read more about that story anyway. We're not here to actually give you all the details, but make sure you check out the headlines. I'll take one last one. It says, Nectar vows to stamp out exam leakages. Nectar vows to stamp out exam leakages as this year's Standard 4 National Assessment begins today. The National Examination Council of Tanzania said yesterday it will seal all examination leakage loopholes. No more leakages. That's what you have on the front page of the Citizen.
And to wrap up the dailies for today, we're stopping at Kenya now, looking at the Daily Nation in Kenya. The Daily Nation is all about manifesto in preparation for the general election come next year. Now, the major story here says Uhuru rally delay Nairobi campaigns. That's on page 5. It says a long wait, but you need to go to page 5 for more details on that. Now you can see this picture here. It's a very sad situation. A similar story that Joe just spoke about in the paper he read out. You can also see this picture here. This is a woman, Mrs. Fatuma No, who feeds a son in the Waji County. Now her children are severely malnourished and have been only feeding on black tea and porridge. Joe, that's a very sad one. You can see from this image we're seeing here, the woman herself is severely malnourished as well as her child, but there's more details on that. It says drought puts more at risk of starvation. That's on page 10 of the paper this morning, the Daily Nation. Now talking about manifesto on page 6, Mudavadi promises to cut debt, jumpstart the economy. Well, how will he do that? You need to go to page 6 of the Daily Nation this morning.